This 10-second video garnered over 1 million views on Instagram and over 400,000 views on TikTok. The focus of the viral clip is an oil painting that is over 125 years old by the Indian master Raja Ravi Varma. The painting, titled Draupadi at the Court of Virat by Raja Ravi Varma, is an all-consuming painting. It is based on a scene from the Hindu epic, the Mahabharata. Not only is the painting massive in size, the scene unfolding before the viewer can be overwhelming, even rage-inducing, especially for women. But what is the story here? The woman on the floor is Draupadi. Draupadi was the wife of the 5 Pandava brothers. She is one of the most important female characters in the Mahabharata. This painting does not depict the disrobing of Draupadi at the Kaurava court, known more widely as Draupadi's Vastraharan. At first glance, many make the mistake of assuming that this scene depicts that defining moment when the order was given for her to be disrobed publicly. Yet, with divine protection, her sari turns into an endless fabric, effectively protecting her. Instead, this painting depicts an entirely different struggle, humiliation, and trial in Draupadi's life. During the final year of their exile, the Pandavas resided in the Matsya kingdom, ruled by King Virat. Draupadi disguised herself as a female servant in King Virat's palace by serving the queen. During this time, she disguised herself under a different name. The queen had a brother who was also a powerful commander in the kingdom. His name was Kichak. Kichak was enamored by Draupadi. He desired her, pursued and harassed her relentlessly. She refused his unwanted advances. Finally, Kichak orchestrated an encounter to publicly humiliate Draupadi. He chased her to the throne room, where he hurled her down before the full assembly of courtiers. Because of the power Kichak wielded in the kingdom, the king and the courtiers did not react. This painting captures the sorrow, pain, and resilience of Draupadi in that moment. Disguised and in the background, her husbands look on while she pleads for help and protection in King Virat's court. Clearly, the painting is one of high drama. Raja Ravi Varma masterfully organizes the setting, designs the environment and the characters, and places each one of them in a very specific spot. In fact, this is one of Raja Ravi Varma's best works because of how successfully he is able to translate the emotion of the moment. With meticulous composition and flawless execution, his works are one of the best examples of the fusion of European academic art with a purely Indian sensibility and iconography. There are more than 20 figures in this painting. Every figure is perfectly aligned, and nothing in the painting is arbitrary. Kichak, the first prominent figure in the painting, is placed to the extreme left. He is in the shadows, indicating his dark nature. He is wearing a turban. His expression is unapologetic and smug. To him, Draupadi is just a servant girl. The viewer's eye naturally flows to the turban figures behind Kichak, all the courtiers in the shadows, watching but not helping. It is clear that the subject of the painting is Draupadi herself. Raja Ravi Varma ensures that we know this by subconsciously attracting our attention to her. The painting is divided into 2 parts, one in the shadows and one in the light. This also has a deeper meaning when considering the tale being depicted. Draupadi lies in the bottom part of the light zone. Raja Ravi Varma further draws attention to her by putting the darkest of dark in the picture next to the lightest of light, meaning the black of her hair versus the white of her blouse. Her hand is outstretched, as if asking for help, illustrating her desperate plight. She lies face down, indicating her anguish and shame. On the right-hand side of the painting, we see the king and his entourage. The king, who sits in a position of power with the duty to protect his subjects, has an expression of indifference to the scene before him. His entourage, however, seems more curious. The technical mastery that Raja Ravi Varma commanded is evident in all his canvases, especially the bigger ones with a large number of characters like this one. There is enough light in the painting. There is no crowding. Each character stands out as an individual contending with his or her own emotions. The architectonic structuring of the canvas into planes for the placement of the characters and objects in appropriate positions indicate his technical skill and also his aesthetic finesse. Why does this painting cause such a visceral reaction for many viewers? Viewers on TikTok commented and shared their emotional reaction. Why did it start making me angry? I feel rage. I feel her anguish. Good art and good design makes us, the viewers, feel anger, awe, pain, happiness, ecstasy, and more. Good art makes us question. Good art effects and affects. This painting evokes feeling because many women, to some extent, can relate to the experiences of Draupadi. Women facing humiliation, abuse, and being victimized by powerful men and failed systems have existed throughout history and continue to exist. Many are voiceless, their stories unrecorded, never receiving justice or vengeance. In this way, Draupadi is not only an unsung heroine in the Mahabharata, but is also a paragon of gender and resistance in the wake of the injustices inflicted on her. Draupadi finds the strength to resist and stand up for herself. She represents the potential for women's resilience. Draupadi is worshipped as a goddess in many temples in India. Many feminist scholars cite Draupadi as an early feminist in Hindu theology because of her resilience and strength. But in this painting, the viewer doesn't even really need to know the actual story being depicted. The artwork speaks for itself. There's a woman on the floor. No one is coming to her aid, even those in power or those who were entrusted with her protection. From 1870 until his death in 1906, Raja Ravi Varma dominated the Indian art scene. His paintings can be broadly classified into portraits, portrait-based compositions, and theatrical compositions based on Hindu epics and storytelling. His popularity lay in the third category. Raja Ravi Varma was a deeply religious man and found inspiration in Hindu scripture. But his choice of Hindu religious themes was also because he wanted to create a love among his people for the fine arts. At that time, he considered, what would appeal to people's feelings and emotions? What would move them, inspire them? What would be familiar to them? The answer, of course, was religious imagery. His interpretation and portrayal of scenes and figures from Hindu religious texts in quote-unquote European-style oil paintings was completely novel at the time he created them. He was a pioneer for this reason. There was no immediate tradition or precedent to inspire him, direct him, or correct him. He broke new ground, leaving an artistic inheritance for the Indian subcontinent. The original Draupadi at the Court of Virat can be found at the Sri Chitra Art Gallery in Trivandrum, Kerala, in India. This painting was one of the first paintings that Raja Ravi Varma was commissioned to do for the picture gallery at Trivandrum. I was fortunate enough to be able to see this painting in person, and in my opinion, it is one of his best works.